So is AI going to cause job losses?
It'll certainly call and make transitions in jobs more acute, sometimes more frequent. That'll happen for sure. But let's look at, AI is, of course, is a long journey. And today, AI is just the next phase in the digital transformation that we all are going through and different sectors are going through. So what do I think is going to happen? I always say there are three axes of impact or change of AI. So one axis is you can actually apply AI in what we're doing today and get all the benefits of cost, quality, time. So take a simple example. In finance or in banking, if you want to get your wealth managed professionally, before you had to have a certain wealth level to be able to afford the time of a professional banker or manager who managed your wealth. Today, all of that is handled by automated algorithms, AI-based systems, and you can do it much more cheaply for people with even a few, much more smaller volumes of wealth. That allows you to do things cheaply, allows you to grow your customer base. So that's all good news. So that's all actually taking things what you're doing today and doing it better, cheaper, faster. That's clearly a very important area. Then there's another very important area which is broadly termed as consumerization. And that really is using technology to make the lives of the consumer, the customer, simpler, easier, hassle-free and friendlier. And the best example of that is how we today interact with Netflix or Amazon or similar systems. We have got used to this ease of use of these systems, and that similar ease of use is something that other sectors are trying to learn, whether it's healthcare, whether it's government services, whether it's banking, and so on. So this consumerization, making life simpler for customers, another very easy, let's say, early win that we can focus on. The much more challenging and the much more harder part is the new business model creation, which is really the creating backwards kind of story. How do you create the new business models? How do you test it out? How do you actually prove it out? I think that's where the interesting challenge is. That's where you need a lot of new skills. That's where you need a lot of new experimentations. And I think combining all these three things is essentially a challenge. So some of it will help make things better for what we have today. But then if you start looking at things in the future, it might require major changes in both your capabilities, your processes, your skills, and a number of other factors.
So that's some of the things that, the big AI companies are saying that, why are you worried about job losses? This is the end of the work week. It's end of monotony, Yeah. Mm-hmm. AI will actually increase productivity, increase GDPs. You will have a universal basic income. You can go to work 2 days a week and be in Bahamas the rest of the time or on a beach. This is utopia.
Okay, so some of it is true and some of it is not. Keep in mind the bigger context of what is happening in the world and tech. Right now, there's a huge backlash against tech. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind in context. There's a huge backlash in many countries, especially the countries that dominate tech to some degree, the US and China. There has been a huge backlash from society, from government, and they're trying to basically control the power, the CEO of these tech companies. So the tech companies are doing all they can to ease the hype, to reduce the stress, to reduce the fear, and basically tell people, don't get alarmed, don't worry, nothing is going to change, or it'll be just making things better and easier for you. And I think that's disingenuous. It's not really correct. I do think that, yes, it'll make things easier, but at the same time, it will, in fact, change things quite dramatically in some sectors.